Some people have a portfolio that is bigger than their vision. You see, how do I have a portfolio that's bigger than my vision, Samuel? Well, that's when you stop growing because you forgot why you started. You see, if you're the kind of person who started building your portfolio, 1 property, 2 property, 3 property, 4, 5 property, 6 property, 7, I want more. But you stopped realizing, you stopped remembering, you stopped resonating on why you started in the first place, then you've got to a place where you're experiencing this trap where basically your portfolio is bigger than your vision. And this is one of those traps which most people aren't prepared to deal with. And the reason most people aren't prepared, but you're going to be different, you're going to be prepared because you're right here. The reason most people aren't prepared to deal with this trap is because they don't understand how this trap works. So let me show you. The way this trap works is it stops you realizing that money is a vehicle. You see, so many people have got to a place in their life where they start seeing money as a badge or as a certificate. They start seeing money as something that they wear on their chest, which allows them to flare their chest and walk into rooms with their head held high because they don't see money as a vehicle. They don't see money as a tool anymore. The money has shifted into a position of rule in their life. So as a result, what happens is they want to make more and more and more and more. They want another and another and another door. And they're buying houses without realizing why they started buying houses in the first place. I submit to you that most of my close friends, most of my clients, most of my students say to me when we get down into the nitty and gritty of conversation, they say, Samuel, you know what? The reason I actually went into this is to have freedom. But here's the funniest thing that's interesting. The bigger your portfolio gets, unless you have a systemized structure within, that portfolio doesn't produce freedom for you. It actually produces weight. Every mortgage, more debt. And it actually removes you from the thing you originally intended to do. Now, let me tell you the simple switch. Stop looking at money as a destination and rekindle, reimagine, and restore money as a vehicle. Recognize its place in the food chain. It's not supposed to be the place you're going. It's supposed to be the thing you're using to get there. And if you understand that money is a vehicle and not a destination, guess what happens? Everything changes for you. You start using the money to do what you're supposed to do. So as you build your portfolio through reinvestment, you're able to reinvest cash flow and not build your portfolio slow, waiting for equity. Why? Because you recognize money is a vehicle. You've recognized you need to first investigate before you invest. But so many people want to invest and then after try to investigate. Here's a few questions for you to think about. Why do you actually want freedom? I want you to think about the question, why do you actually want freedom? Who is it for? Here's a secondary question. Who benefits? If you actually achieve the level of freedom you desire in your life, who is going to be the beneficiary? Is it just you? Or are there other people that get to benefit with you? You see, some of us have elderly parents that when we get free, they get free automatically. Some of us have young children that when we get free, your daughter, your son gets free automatically. What does that mean? That means the weight of the world sometimes feels like it's on your shoulders. But I'm here to tell you something. If you operate out of purpose and do things on purpose, then you will understand why you actually desire the freedom. And you'd realize that the money is not a destination. The money is just the vehicle. So ask yourself these questions. Why do you want freedom? Ask yourself the question, who else benefits? And here's one of my favorite questions. What else becomes possible? You see, when you start hitting that figure, I've got one of my coaching clients. I remember when she came to me first, she said to me, Samuel, my goal is to hit £15,000 per month. She wanted to hit £15,000 a month. Today, this lady makes over £83,000 per month using what we showed her. I want you to understand the question: why do you want freedom? Who benefits when you get freedom? And more importantly, what else becomes possible when you have freedom? You see, when this lady received the £15,000 worth of freedom, she realized what became possible. It became possible for her to double that 15 and then double that 30. It became possible for her to hit £83,000 per month in cash flow. Because that became possible when she was able to tap into freedom. What's your story? Why do you want freedom? Who benefits when you get freedom? And what else becomes possible when you are free? You see, there's some individuals out there that when they become free, a whole community becomes free. And yeah, okay, we know as well, there's some people out there, when they become free, not even that person individually becomes free. But I think I know who I'm talking to today. I think I'm talking to the people who do it the right way. I think I'm talking to a person who knows the way. I think I'm talking to a person who, when you become free, a whole community becomes free. So that's why I want you to take this opportunity and answer those questions for yourself. Why do you want freedom? Who is going to ultimately benefit? And what else becomes possible the moment you become free? Here's your action step. I want you to create something called a purpose statement. Okay? Now, you might not do this right now, but I'd encourage you to maybe do it right now. Start creating a purpose statement. What is your purpose? Why are you here? Who benefits from your being? You see, a purpose statement is one of the fastest ways. Simple. It doesn't have to be 8 pages, 12 pages, 24 pages. It can literally be 3 paragraphs. Why am I here? Who benefits from me being here? Who have I been called to serve whilst being here? And I want to assure you of something. As you start to develop and divulge your purpose statement, what's going to happen is your life is going to start to shift. You're going to start to see meaning. You're going to start to see purpose. You're going to start to understand why it makes sense that you should, by all and every cost, make sure you avoid the trap so that you become a life when people hear about, they have to clap. I want you to comment the word purpose if you're making a commitment today to go and create your action purpose statement. And the reason I'm calling it an action purpose statement is because I believe I'm talking to an action taker. And as I often say in most of my training, we know that action takers are the money makers. I'm not talking to a procrastinator. I'm talking to an action taker.